And it looks like we are live. So, this is, of course, English chat time with Mr. Chris. And I thought I would do a video idea that I literally just thought of today. So, a lot of times when I'm doing videos, I have no idea what I want to do. And then suddenly I get a moment of inspiration for that. And that's kind of what happened today with my YouTube one. So, basically, I decided to make a video about the difference having an involved homeroom teacher makes with English lessons in Japan. Because there's always like talk about the importance of team teaching. And I felt like today I just had like a really, really good example of just how much of a difference it actually makes. So I have one teacher that I work with where they just aren't involved in the lessons at all. They usually just sit at their desk and they write and they just don't help at all. I'll occasionally get them to do a little bit, but yeah, I'm basically teaching by myself. So that's on one end of the spectrum. And then on the other end, I have a super involved teacher that basically during the lesson today for preparing for their performance test, he was like, let's just add some random questions and see how they respond. So yeah, very different. So I was explaining in my YouTube live like the basic test that my students had, which was basically like two questions and answers. The first question is, what would you like? Because they're doing a restaurant thing. And that's what I would ask them. And they would answer off of a menu, I'd like, and then give me two things. So, like, I'd like a hamburger and pizza. Like, and then they would ask, how much? Which is the second question. And then I would tell them how much, like, the hamburger is and, like, the two items. And then give them a total, and then we gave them like some play money. So we had some like ended up just only using really the coins, and they just had to figure out like, oh, it's 650 yen. Take a 500 yen coin, 150, and then here you are. Thank you. And that was basically the test. The only thing I kind of added to that during it was I added, here's your food, just to see how they would react. And some of them were just like, what? So yeah, I feel like that was a very basic performance test based on just what they're supposed to be learning in the book. And so what happened with my very involved teacher was that basically the roles in the test were switched. And so we gave the students the opportunity to name their own restaurant. So their dialogue starts more like, hello, welcome to their restaurant name. And then they asked me, what would you like? And then they made original menus. So I order off their menu. So it's like, I'd like a giant hamburger and spicy French fries or something like that. And then after that, one of the new questions was, what's inside? So, like, what's inside the hamburger or salad or parfait? And then the students tell me what's in it. So, like, if it's a parfait, it's like ice cream, strawberries, pineapple, and chocolate. Like, so that's the next one. That's not a question they really even need to do for the performance test, but it was added. And then that after that's when they wanted to do the original question, which is just kind of stuff like, oh, it's like you have tomatoes in your hamburger. Are they small? Are they big? Like how many? So that was like the original types of questions we were going to do. And then the next one is, how's the taste? So the students answer like, it's sweet, it's spicy. And then I asked them, how much is it? And they would give me their original price they made for their menu items. And then as a little level up onto that, I was just going to give them like money, like 1,000 yen, and be like, please give me change. And so then we're going to give them a calculator, and they would have to figure out how much they would give me back. So then it's, here's your change. And then they would also say, here's your food. And I would thank them and then say, they would say, have a nice day. Goodbye. So yeah, that was kind of basically a much more involved performance test because of just having teachers that are always in the lessons compared to ones that aren't. So yeah, I just felt like during my lesson today, I was like, this makes just such a huge difference that I was like, I'm going to make a video about it. So, yeah. And as I was making this right now, I kind of forgot that I didn't even mention the fact that like my students that were doing this leveled up performance test can do both sides of it. They can run the restaurant and act as the customer, which the students doing the lower test, where the teacher isn't involved, could only really do one side of it. So, yeah, it makes a huge difference. And that's kind of why I felt like making a video about it today. So, yeah, I think that's probably a good place to wrap for now. So, I hope everyone's having a good week. Got one more day of work. Friday's tomorrow. So, yeah, the usual goodbye, everyone. And of course, see you next time. Yeah, I feel like my voice is going a little bit, so I might just re-record the one I did earlier tomorrow, but we're on the weekend. But yeah, that's all for now. Peace out. Take care.